Hey everybody, this is Steliefty with Closeout, and in today's video I want to talk about user experience in cold emails and cold calls. We might even sneak a little bit product demos in there. User experience is not typically something people think about when they are designing a cold call or writing a cold email or a sales email in general, right? When we write sales emails, when we make cold calls, it's an incredibly selfish experience. Most salespeople, most sales teams, they're only concerned about what they want, right? They want to have an easy time. They want to get the yes. They want to get the response. They want to get the open rate. You want to get somebody to listen to you. You want somebody to be open-minded. You want somebody to give you their time. You want somebody to be interested and curious. You want somebody to listen, and you want somebody to respond. Those are all your selfish needs. But what the hell do they go through, right? What does your customer or your prospect go through? What kind of an experience do you give them through calling them or emailing them or giving them a demo? That's something that sales teams and salespeople traditionally, we just don't think about. And now UI UX is a big topic when it comes to product development. In a world where more and more things are being developed through software, and especially in a SaaS world where your product is software, we talk about UX all the time. What's the user experience? The better it is, the better the response rates, the better the open rates, the better the engagement, the better the retention, the better the conversion, right? And so I want to break down a cold email and a cold call and a little bit of a product demo through a UX experience and framework, and teach you a few basic tools for you to do better cold calls, better emails, better demos, right? So let's think about a cold email. Instead of just asking yourself, what is it that I want? Well, I want people to schedule a demo with me. So let me just send out as many emails as possible. And through modern technology today and sales automation technology, let me make this super simple, right? I'm just gonna upload a list of emails. I'm going to write one template, and then magically the emails are going to be sent to thousands of people, maybe even in sequences over weeks and weeks and weeks. That's a pretty nice little experience for me, right? I just have to lean back and let all the interested prospects roll into my inbox. But let's turn it around. Let's think about the prospect's inbox. Let's think about their life. Ask yourself, what does the inbox of my prospect look like? It's a serious question. You should actually, if you have a close relationship with customers, you should ask them once in a while to just take a screenshot of their inbox and send it to you, right? Just take a look. What does their inbox look like? Is it a mess? Do they have thousands of emails? Are they constantly stressed? Do they check their email every 5 minutes? Or do they have some habit of checking their email once a day, twice a day, in the morning, in the evening? How do they deal with email? Is it mostly dealt with at their computer, at their desk? Or do they mostly use their phone to read and respond to email? What does their inbox look like? What does their experience look like in their natural habitat when they read and respond to emails? And then ask yourself, when they open their inbox and your email lives somewhere in the larger ecosystem of their inbox, how does that look like? How do all the emails before and after your email is going to be somewhere sandwiched between a bunch of other emails? How does it stand out, right? And think about your name, the from, think about the subject line, but also think about that first sentence. There's usually a preview in most inboxes today that kind of show you in a light gray the first sentence of an email. Think about the entire view. How does it stand out? Or does it drown in the crowd of other email? And ask yourself, what is your prospect or your customer thinking when they're going through their inbox? Especially when they're opening an email from somebody they don't know, reading an email they didn't expect or wait for. What goes through the mind of your prospect? In most cases, they're only going to have two basic questions on their mind. Who the hell is this? And what the hell do they want from me? Right? That's it, as simple as that. Think about it yourself. When you open an email from somebody you've never heard of, what are you trying to figure out? As quickly as possible. Who the hell is this? What the hell do they want from me? And you use pattern recognition, right? You might open the email and you might just blink at it, and in a blink of an eye, you might just recognize this is spam, this is a scam, or this is a waste of my time. It just takes me a blink to recognize that this is a recruiter email. It just takes me a blink to recognize that this is an outsourced developer shop that's trying to offer me their programmers on an hourly rate. It just takes me a blink to recognize this is somebody that doesn't respect my time and therefore will be wasting my time, because here's someone that I don't know sending me an email that is 40 pages long, right? It doesn't take long. It's just a blink of an eye, and I might make a determination, a decision on who you are and what category to point you in, or how to get rid of this email as quickly as possible. What I'm trying to figure out is, do I not have to read this email as quickly as, who the hell is this? What do they want from me? And you might think that your customer, your prospect, they're going to read the entire email word for word from the top to the bottom and then meditate, take their time, put together a spreadsheet analysis of if they should respond to your message or not. But that's not how humans work. I'm going to just blink at it and instantly have a feeling this is a waste of my time or this isn't a waste of my time. This is part of why we highly encourage you to write short emails, because a short email is easier to read than not to read, right? Think about this. If you just write 5 words, it's harder for me not to read those words than to read them. I just look at it and I've already read the sentence. It would take more willpower for me to stop me from reading the 5 words or seeing them than to just blink at 5 words and instantly got the sentence in my head. I've read it already, right? So you want to make it as easy as possible for people to read what you have to write, and you want to make your email stand out, especially from those negative pattern recognitions, those negative templates that maybe everybody in your industry and all your competitors are using. If your competitors use a certain type of an email template, you want to stand out from the crowd and do something different, right? So I open the email. So first I see the subject, I see the preview. I'm trying to figure out who is this and what do they want from me. I open the email. How do you answer those questions? Who are you? What do you want from me, and why are you emailing me right now? This is something that a lot of times isn't talked about in cold emails. Timing. Why are you sending me this email this Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time? Like, why right now? Why not last week, last year? Why not next week? Why right now? In most cases, there's no good reason because you're just blasting out millions of emails. But if you're mindful and thoughtful and strategic about it, maybe you can give me a good answer of why now, why you are getting in touch with me right now. So here's who I am, here's what I want from you, and here's why I'm getting in touch right now. And now, if I'm intrigued, you have to tell me why you're credible, why should I believe you, why should I trust you? Give me some kind of social proof, a sentence that establishes credibility, and then tell me what the hell you want me to do. Give me one call to action, simple, clear. Hit reply and tell me if Tuesday 9 a.m. or Wednesday 5 p.m. works better. If none of these work, just let me know what works, right? Or just click this link and watch our 2-minute video to determine if you want to have a conversation with me. Just give me a simple call to action. Most cold emails, they give either way too many call to actions or not at all, right? But you have to think through what does the reader of my email go through? What is their experience? What does their day look like, right? As they're looking at my email, does their phone ring with all the notifications? Are they in a meeting? Are they on the train? On the way somewhere? Do they have good internet or bad internet? Where do they read their email, and how do they make decisions? And how can I make the decision as frictionless as possible? How can I answer all the questions they have on their mind, right? And if you know that all your prospects always have the same objection, which is I don't have the money, or I don't have the time, or we already use a competitor, how can I make that part of the user experience? How can I address that thought, that concern? Somebody reading your message thinking, well, it does seem interesting, but we already have something in place. How do you address that in your email when you know that people think that at that very moment, right? Think about the experience from a user perspective and make it powerful, make it great, make it consistent and congruent. I talk about this all the time. The best cold email subject line hack I've ever gotten was somebody writing, very disappointed, ... Now that'll get your attention. right? That made me open the email. I get this all the time. Stelly, what's a great subject line hack to get everybody to open my emails? Well, just write very disappointed. Or even better, write, I have your parents in my basement and I have a gun at their head. Right? Even for people that don't have parents, they will open that email. Right? Can't help it. I would want to know more about that email. But this guy, so he sends me very disappointed, ... and then he continues that we haven't been able to connect. I've left you 3 voice messages, my recruiting company, blah, blah, blah. And I went, whoa, motherfucker, you got me, right? You got me. Respect. That subject line was powerful. It got my instant attention. Delete. If you lied to me, if you trick me at the beginning of our experience, how am I going to trust you with anything else further down the road? Don't just think about open rate or response rate or this click rate or that rate or that. Think about the experience. If you lie to your prospects and your future customers, they'll never be your customers. They'll never trust you. So whatever you promise in the subject line, you need to deliver in the email. But keep it short. Answer the basic questions and think about it. What if your customers, what if every sentence was an elevator pitch to make me keep reading on, right? So I'm like, who the hell is this? I'm Stelly, I'm with Close, and we are getting in touch with companies like yours to fix a very specific problem. Now I go, okay, what the fuck is the problem? Problem is X, Y, and Z. And here's why I decided now to get in touch with you, because these things have changed in the market. We've seen this success with similar companies like yours, which made us so confident that we thought we need to be more proactive and reach out to companies like you and make you aware and give you the data and the information for you to decide if you want to work with us or not. And then I go, well, how do I know that all this is true? Here's some companies that you respect that are killing it in the market, that are already working with me, that have already worked with us. You know, company A, B, and C. Here's the press we got. Here's the funding we have. Here's the revenue we're driving. Here's the results we created for companies you respect. And I go, okay, well, what do you want me to do? And now you answer that question. All I need you to do is I want 15 minutes of your time, ask a few questions, give you a little bit of information, just enough for both sides to determine if we should invest a lot more time and energy and resources in exploring a partnership and an opportunity to work together. All you have to do is pick a time from this calendar link, or let me know next week when is a good time to chat. Just hit reply and let me know. Right? Make it simple, make it obvious. Answer the questions that people have as they have them. If all your customers read their emails on phones, write it in a mobile-friendly way. If all of them read them, you know, if you sell to DevOps people and they might have like 20 massive monitors, like Matrix, like Super Geek Center type, and they read their email on like a massive screen, make sure that you take that into account in terms of how you write your email, how you structure it, how you format it. Think about the experience the people have that you send emails to and make that experience great. It's gonna make a massive difference in your results. Same thing applies on cold calls. I'll go through this very, very quickly. A number rings. You don't recognize the number on your phone. What are the thoughts that you have? Who the hell is this? What do they want from me? And you might be anywhere, right? If I call you at a desk phone, I assume you're at the office at your desk. If I call you on your cell phone number, now I have to assume that you're somewhere that's not ideal to have a conversation on the phone. You might be out and about. You might be partying in a club, in a bar. You might be in the gym. You might be anywhere. There's a number you don't recognize. You pick up, you go, hello. What are the thoughts that you have? Very simple. You ask yourself, who the hell is this? And then actually further, is this a sales call? Like it's much more directly on the phone. You're like, who the fuck is this? Do they want to sell me something? Right? You need to answer these questions. We covered this at the You Lost Me at Hello. There's a whole blog post and video about this that we'll link up to here, where too many salespeople, they're way too fast in the beginning. Have you ever had this experience doing a cold call? You call somebody and you go, hey, this is Stelly with Closeout. We're calling company in the area. I just wanted to say hello and see if I could talk to you for 5 minutes to tell you about all the benefits that we provide. And then the person on the other side of the line goes, who are you again? Have you ever had this experience? Be honest, you did, right? We all have. We have all committed this sin. You talk so fast. I don't recognize your voice. I have to adjust to your voice. But the time that I've adjusted, I'm like, I don't recognize this voice. I don't know who this is. By the time I've adjusted, you've already rambled on 7 sentences. So I have to ask you again, who are you again? And why are you calling? So slow down in the beginning. Speak clearly. Use pauses and give things time to breathe so I can compute. Because in the beginning, as a listener of somebody I don't know and I've never heard before, I'm going to be a little slower to process things. And then answer the basic questions I have in my mind. Who is this? Why the hell is this person calling me right now? Do they want to sell me something? How can I get off the call, right? People will think this. People will think this, so address these things. Sound good. Think about it. If you sound good, if you sound like you're having a good time, if you sound like you're smiling, if you sound authentic and honest and energetic and enthusiastic, you might just give my ear a good experience. You might just give me a little bit of good feelings, right? If you seem like you're having fun, maybe I'll have a little fun on the phone, right? How many phone calls do we have where the other person on the line sounds like they're suicidal? Now, if you sound depressed and suicidal, you're giving me a terrible experience. All I want is to get off the fucking phone, right? Before I get suicidal and depressed, since we share experiences and you influence me because you speak directly in my ear, right? And tonality matters, energy matters. All that will add or subtract from the user experience, from the experience of the person that you're calling. Call and answer the question, who is this? What do they want from me? What do I need to do? Is this going to take the whole day? Is this person going to take up too much of my time? It's a basic question people will have. You need to address. Somebody picks up the phone while they're doing something, they stop, they listen to you, and now they're thinking, oh shit, how do I get off this call? Is this going to take forever? So you need to answer the question. What we do in a sentence, this will only take one sentence. That's what you communicate, is X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to take too much of your time because we hadn't scheduled this call. All I wanted to know is, do you guys do X? Do you need this? If we can figure that out, we could figure out if we should continue talking. You might be thinking right now, how the hell do I get off this call, right? And I'm going to answer this. All you need to do, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. All you need to do, all I'm trying to accomplish here, say hello, introduce myself. So when I send you an email in 5 minutes and you see that email in your inbox, you know who I am. You've heard of me. And figure out X and Y in order to know if I should even send you an email and pollute your inbox even further. Sound fair enough? So let me ask you. Do you guys have a, an inside sales team? Whatever the hell it is that you do to qualify somebody. Think about the experience you're giving somebody. You can make a tremendous difference. Same thing with product demos, and this is how we're going to wrap this up. I've written a whole book about it, product demos that sell. If you want it, shoot me an email at stelly@close.io. I'm going to send you a free copy of the book. People love the book and have had tremendous impact with it. And every horrible product demo that we can eliminate from this planet, we've made the world a better place, right? So I'm all for it. But a lot of times people don't realize what is the experience that the other person is having while I'm giving them a product demo. Well, they're probably at their computer, at their desk. And while they have one tab with your screen share on it, they have other tabs as well. Tabs with notifications, chats that are popping up, Facebook, Twitter, whatever else that's going on. They have their phone and maybe a Tinder notification or maybe a text message from, a friend. There's distraction everywhere. Everywhere. And if you don't capture my imagination or my attention for a split second, you've lost it and I'm gone. And while you're babbling, I'm not listening anymore. I'm reading an email. I'm tweeting something. I'm reading a blog post. I'm doing something else. And because the comfort of anonymity, because you're in my tab, I can do all these things and feel okay about it. The problem is that you might be telling me really important things and I don't know. And that's why one of the tricks that I teach is a fundamental thing. Keep your demos much shorter. We can't pay attention for 60 minutes. Nobody can. Keep the time frame of a product demo much shorter, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. Make it more engaging. Make it more interactive. And then when you have something truly important to say, and it can't be everything, when you have something truly important to show them, say it. Say, right now, what I'm about to tell you, or what I'm about to show you is the most important thing in the demo today. And then give them, count from 22, 21, count down 2 or 3 seconds. Give them a chance to register that while they're tweeting and then they hear, and this is the most important thing, and then they go, oh, let me stop tweeting, let me go back to the tab, click, and let me pay attention. Tell people when to pay attention. Don't assume you have their attention for the entirety of the call or the demo, because you don't, right? Think about the experience from the other side. Use empathy to be a much better communicator, much better seller and salesperson. And you're going to see how engagement rates are going to go up, response rates are going to go up, and the way people will feel about you, your branding and your reputation is going to go up, because every one of your competitors don't care about this. They're all as selfish as you have been up until now. So if you start thinking about the user experience, the customer experience, the prospect experience, if you're more empathetic to who your customer is and what they're going through, and giving them an amazing experience, answering the questions and hitting all the notes and pushing all the buttons at the right time, you're going to stand out. And they're going to want to do business with you. All right, that's it from me for today. I hope I'll give you a little bit of inspiration to think about sales emails, sales calls, sales demos a little bit differently, and hopefully with that knowledge, giving you the tools to craft and design better experiences for your customers and prospects. If you have not yet, make sure to go to blog.close.io and subscribe to our blog. If you have questions or comments or want to get in touch with me, just shoot me an email, stelly@close.io. And until next time, let's go and get them.